What's up, my fellow nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? Your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Game is back again, my friends. And I'm back again for probably, so far, what is going to end up being my favorite unboxing to date so far. Because this is a very special box from Greater Than Games. This is actually only the second game that I have kickstarted. Not counting my wife, she was a part of that whole Kickstarter revolution for exploding kittens. I decided to jump in and start doing a little Kickstarter and see what that's like. Everyone's doing it. It's really some great stuff that you get with Kickstarter. So I wanted to try it, and this is the second one. The first one should be next month, it looks like. But let's see right now, Greater Than Games, what we got in this tall box. Ooh, I've been waiting for this. I know what's in it. Maybe some of you watching this know what's in it too. I probably actually saw the thumbnail. All right, let's check this out. Oh, okay, nice solid packing job. I love this Greater Than Games. Thank you very much for not using peanuts. I hate it when they use peanuts. You know, peanuts. Ah, awesome. Love no peanuts. Instead, we got these cool, very highly addictive bubbles. All right. Now, this is, as I said, a Kickstarter game. Very successful. Blew out all of its stretch goals. And in fact, blew out enough that it was able, there we go, hold on, that it was actually able to ship, let me get this done right, it was actually able to ship with its first expansion. Hold on, but we're not going to bother taking a look at that yet. This is Fate of the Elder Gods. Yes. Now, I know some of you may have watched my midday monologues, and I did one of them, what the heck was the title? Stop Cthulhuing My Games. And I still stand by that very valid point. And if you remember what I pointed out, it's a lot of pointing. As I pointed out, this game was a little different in that you were playing the cultists and not the heroic investigators. Because my big point was, really, Lovecraftian stories are hopeless. And that's where the real, true doom comes in it, is knowing that on a cosmic level, nothing's going to work. You're doomed no matter what. Maybe you put it off for a little while, but the doom is coming. And board games just can't really capture that. Even though I have a few that I like. Ooh, nice. Did a nice job on the box. But this one, since you play the cultists, it's a little bit different. You don't have to really worry about that mindset going in. So this is a 1-to-4 player games, Greater Than Games from their Fabled Nexus imprint. And they also did a Galactic Strike Force under this imprint. Now let's check this out. Oh, the box is really nice, very durable, very sturdy. Ooh, loving that. Okay, nice art. Nice art on that rule book. So yeah, this is not a cooperative game, by the way. Yeah, you are not running a cultist. You're running an entire cult. And you don't want someone else to have their elder being summoned. That's absolutely crazy. So this is not a cooperative game. They did get a chance to do a nice ink wash on all the minis. I can't wait to pull them out and show off. But yeah, the rule book, it's a little bit bigger, you know. I mean, this seems to be the standard size now for most rule books from what I see. I'm not really that big of a fan of, as I call, the album size rule books. There you go. So 11, 12, 13 pages. 15 pages, and then, notes on how to play solo. That's always cool. That's always good, like that, like that. So, like I said, you're going to be playing, running cults, and these are your, what they call the lodge boards. So this is where you're going to be placing your cultists while you're waiting to send them out to gain area control of certain spots around the board. And I'm noticing as I'm showing this to you that there's also a very... Oh, that was the Elder Being's will. The backs have these really, really great pieces of art on them. And obviously, they didn't have to do that since you're never going to see the backs. You know, so that's a nice little extra touch. Very cool. But it's Cthulhu, Yog-Sothoth, and I'll probably butcher these names. Sathagwa, Narla-Hotep, Ithaquah, He Who Shall Not Be Named, Hastor, Atlak-Nakcha, and Bakrug. That's one. I never heard of that guy, that's for sure. So yeah, these are the lodges, and each player's going to take one, and that's where you're going to be working everything off of. The quality's all right. They're not bad. It feels nice in your hand. It's not quite as thick and durable as I thought it would be, but it seems fine. I'm not saying that as a downplay to it. It still feels really good. Doesn't feel cheap at all. So yeah, that took me a little bit of a surprise there. So, well, I like to see this. My wife, not as much. But there are not that many punch boards. Oh, sorry, baby. But there are some that you're going to need. It looks like just these 2 mats of punch boards. And if you can see there, it looks like it's well made. You know, definitely it's not thin and flimsy. So that's cool. Let's see that. Now the board. Oh, I've been waiting for this board. I've been wanting to check this out because it looked so cool. Oh, and art on the back. Ooh, art on the back. Look at that. That looks fantastic. And that's not even the board. That's just the back of it. You're never going to see it. You're never going to see this other than pulling it out. So again, something they didn't have to do, they did. So this is the board. Nice. Nice. Yeah, you're going to... these are the areas here that you're going to be placing your cultists in to work and to gain the effects of these areas, like in the other world or the library, the gathering, and you'll be able to gain what's on here for the area control. And you're also going to need to make note of the star signs, because I know from reading about this and following up on the Kickstarter that there are cards and you get to match up to make spells, and so you're going to have to be careful what you play where, because that's going to be very strategic apparently. But this board looks fantastic. It looks beautiful from like any angle. Just absolutely gorgeous. Cool. Okay, we're getting close to the minis. Don't worry, we're getting close to them. Save the best for last, right? That's what me and Fu Manchu always do. All right, so got these size cards. You got these. You got these. You got these. So why don't we take a quick look at these first? They seem really nice. Okay. There we go. Probably get it from there, but just to make sure. A little more. All right, so I've been waiting for this game. I really have. This game has had me excited ever since I saw the Kickstarter for it, which is why I just had to jump on it. And I was so happy to see that I wasn't the only one, apparently, who wants to check it out, because it did so well. All right, so these cards seem to be tied in with certain of the elder beings. I'm not sure if I'm messing up any order here, but it probably doesn't matter. I'll go through them again. So these are the cards, and there's nothing on the. Is there? No, nothing really on the back. So I guess this is for drawing, and you don't know what's going to be there, maybe. The quality is nice. The artwork is fantastic. Oh, Hastor, King in Yellow. These are really great. They feel good in your hands. You know, they're not too slippery that they're sliding all over the place, yet they're not sticking together. They're not hard to manipulate around each other. Really, really cool. Good job on these cards. Very good. These are property. Ooh, that's cool. I like the back of these. I like the back of that. Property of Miskatonic University. Very cool. Miskatonic University. Yeah, the other game I'm waiting for, by the way, is also from Greater Than Games. It should be here next month, and I'll drop an unboxing of that. That's going to be a huge event. Some of you might not. Well, some of you might know what it is. Okay, so these are artifacts. These are artifacts that you're going to be getting during the game. Again, very nice artwork. The Forgotten Tome, True Magic. So yeah, these effects all cost something, and they have abilities, and that's all listed on the bottom. This game seems to rely pretty heavily on symbols, which is good, because then all you have to do is just get used to the symbols, and it's less reading. And well, there you go. I mean, they're all pretty much the same. They look great. Oh, especially love this one. This one is fantastic. Some great artwork on that old tome. All right. Get this out of the way. Take a look at these other two quick ones. Yes, then. I know. You're waiting for the minis. I know. Big Johnny G's having trouble here. No, Big Johnny G's making you wait. You're like, oh, God, John, they're just cards. Come on, you're killing us, John. I want to see them too, you know. Okay. These are the spell cards, I think. I think these are the spell. Yeah, these are the spell cards. See, so they have symbols on the back as well. I was talking about matching up with the board. Because you got to match up in order to enact the spell. And one thing I was reading about that looked really cool was you enact the spell, you go there, you spend the resources you need to do the spell. You don't have to cast it right away. You can keep it on the side by your lodge, and when needed, you can then release the effects of the spell. So that was pretty cool. These cards also feel very good in the hand. Nice balance between sticking together and not feeling like they're stuck, and they're not sliding around all over the place. They did. Like I said, they did a fantastic job on the Kickstarter with this. So they definitely had the money to make the components as good as they could, and they were communicating to us backers, completely through the entire process. And that was something I really respected from Greater Than Games, especially since I'm new to really jumping in on the whole Kickstarter business. Here we go. I got it. Don't worry, I got it. I was really impressed that every month they had an update, sometimes twice a month. Oh, curse cards. Yeah, I was reading about these curse cards. So yeah, if I'm playing the game and I get a curse, I don't get to look at the card. The player to my right is going to get the card, read it, keep them to themselves, and at a time something happens, that will then trigger the curse. And they'll be like, oh, wait a second. Hold the presses. Something's happening. Curse is activated. So I kind of thought that was a pretty cool mechanic. Now, I've been waiting. Here is the Inkwash of Cthulhu. You got two trackers for him. It looks fantastic. Really, the work done on this is amazing. And with miniatures, it's hit or miss. I mean, we all know the companies by name that put out the really, really good ones. But there really hasn't been a lot coming out miniature-wise from Greater Than Games and Fabled Nexus. So it's nice to see that their first real job on miniatures is just beautifully fantastic. He totally hit it out of the ballpark with this, as far as I'm concerned. Totally hit it out of the ballpark. The great and powerful Cthulhu. That's not the only one we have. I'll get to the dice. Each player, I won't go through all the colors, but each player has their cultist, and there goes one of the cultist figures. Can we see that? Oh no! See, he sacrificed himself. There, how's that? Is that good? Get a good focus on that? Because they did a good job on these too. I almost want to say it's a little bit easier for larger miniatures to look better because they have more of a canvas, so to speak, to work with. And when you see a good quality on the smaller ones, that really shows the dedication, I think. So I'm not a painter. I gave up that ghost of trying that a long time ago. But I know there's a lot of people. There's a huge, huge community of board game miniature fans that love painting. And these look really great to try to paint. So these guys are all the same. But then you also, that's for all the players, just different color. And then there's also the investigator. So like I said, unlike most other Lovecraftian-based games where you play the investigator and you're trying to shut down the cultists, it's vice versa here. You're playing the cultists. But that does not mean that there are no investigators. In a role-playing game sense, they are NPCs, non-player characters. These are, investigators, and you're going to be doing things that are going to attract their attention, and they're going to appear on the board, and they're going to try to shut you down. And there's a cool mechanic in the game I was reading about where you can actually leave them clues or whatever to leave you alone and go after one of the other players. So that seemed really cool also. And let's see, one last thing. Let's take a look at the dice here from the main game. Let's take a look at the dice. I've been wanting to see these. Oh, they look so nice. Yeah. All right, Cthulhu. I'm betting that's not good to see. Tentacles probably aren't that good. At least there's a symbol there. All right. Got an elder sign. Another type of an elder sign. All right, I'll find out what these mean. But yeah, just offhand, I see that symbol with a tentacle. My first thought is it's probably not very good. All right, so I'll give me 1 minute here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you. Whoops, I get that before the dogs do. And I'll give you a quick look at the extra stuff from the Kickstarter. All right, so come right back. But for right now, I'm your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming, and this has been a unboxing of Fate of the Elder Gods. All right, so come right back for the extra Kickstarter stuff. I'm out of here.